Hello, it's Linda Emsley here from Love Lali. Welcome. I'm really thrilled to be sharing company with Renee Ramat today, or this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are. I guess depends on what time it is. So as you probably know, Renee is a co-author of the same book that I'm contributing to. It's The Unconventional Look at Motherhood. And Renee, I'll just give you a bit of introduction about her, and then we'll bring her on in to tell us in more detail about what she's sharing. So Renee is an inspiration to many, including her husband and 2 children, who have been an integral catalyst for her journey from maiden to mother. Renee was halfway through her first pregnancy when she confided in her mother that she was unsure if she was going to love the unborn child. Changing that thought pattern and similar unwanted cycles is where Renee is uniquely skilled and passionate. She has proven the goal of harmonious alignment can be achieved naturally and effectively through shifting and rationalizing negative thought patterns. As a transformational coach and healer, Renee gives permission to live gives others permission to live unapologetically in their truth and find their own style of parenting. Renee works with women at a soul level to provide them with the tools and perspectives they require to come home to the true essence of their being. Renee, you're speaking my language. Renee understands and helps her clients to believe they know what's best for themselves and especially what's best for their babies. So without further ado, let's bring the beautiful Renee in. Hello there. Thanks so much. I'm really thrilled to have you here.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for that lovely introduction. It's so nice hearing back, those things, because it brings up a lot of memories, especially you mentioning about, me. The journey from maiden to mother for me was a little bit tough, and I think this book is a perfect opportunity to speak into those truths, and accept them and show others that it's okay to feel the way that we feel. It's how you move forward is what's important. So I'm really excited to chat with you today.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. And I know just as we were preparing, you were telling me your poor little laptop had an enormous accident during the week, and you've got yourself some damage to your camera.
Yeah,
thankfully,
I have a little dot.
Thankfully, we can still see you perfectly, and the sound is working, so all is good. So, Renee, there are so many fears that mothers face when they are pregnant, Am I going to be good enough? Can I actually do this? Will my baby be okay? All of these types of things. But you actually had another layer of stuff going on for you over the top of that. Do you want to elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, I'd love to. And it's amazing what happens when you self-reflect on your journey, because we do go through all of these emotions and all of these, I guess, hidden things that we don't really speak about. But it's not until you speak to other women and realize that what you're going through isn't so uncommon. So for me, I didn't really want to be a mum. It wasn't really on my agenda, if I'm honest. I've been married to my husband for 7 years, and he really wanted kids. So I was delaying that. And I think really for me, I felt like I probably wasn't going to be good enough. I felt like I was really selfish. I loved to party back then, not so much anymore, but I really just loved my lifestyle so much. And I had a lot of people around me trying to conceive, or, they couldn't wait to be a mum. I was blessed to have friends around me that were pregnant at the same time. It was also a blessing and a curse, because I was comparing myself to them because they were so excited, could not wait to meet their baby. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was ready. Now I'm pregnant. Now I'm going to be a mum forever. And that was just in the pregnancy stage. I had no idea if the love I had inside of me would be enough for my baby, because I could see people already connecting with their unborn child. And I just didn't get that in the beginning.
Yeah, that's really tough. I can remember a similar thing for myself with, one of the pregnancies that I had. And it is a really daunting situation to be in. Yes, I know. I spent an entire pregnancy going, I'm not pregnant. I'm not. I'm not having another one. No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it can be very difficult. And we've just got a couple of people who've joined us. So I'll just say a quick welcome to Sarah. Thank you. Yes, good morning and good evening. It's a bit like that. And, yeah, Carly's just mentioning that thing of comparison is really difficult. And I think that's where a lot of us really get trapped and really fall down, is when we start looking at how well everybody out there is doing in this motherhood role and how shit I'm doing in here in my own little world. Yeah,
I agree. And I guess social media, again, it can be a great thing, but it also can be like everyone else has got this perfect lifestyle and what I'm feeling doesn't match how their life looks, but you just never know what's going on behind closed doors. And it's not until you actually, for me, I found it wasn't until I actually started voicing how I was feeling that there was a lot of other people that felt the same, but you know, they felt like they had to put on this persona or they weren't owning that part of themselves. So I'm really passionate now about sharing my story because I am out the other side of those feelings. I have overcome those, and I feel like, oh my gosh, my kids are just everything to me. They've shown me not only what unconditional love is, that I feel like I'm so deserving of that now because I've got my little kitties that show me that every day. It doesn't matter how I feel, doesn't matter how I look, doesn't matter if I feel like it or not. I still can get up every single day and be a mum, and that's enough. Like, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you love them, love yourself, and it looks different. I feel like the love looks different for everyone. How you show yourself unconditional love and how you show your kids unconditional love looks different as well. Like, everyone's idea is so different, and that's what I'm learning, especially in this book with all the Carly and Sarah are teaching me different ways of mothering, and I know we've all got our own unique story to share on how we love our kids and nurture our kids, and it's very unique, isn't it? Like, our kids love us unique in their own way, and the way we can show that back is just, yeah, it's so special and so unique to us.
Absolutely. So I'm really curious, and I hope we don't give too much away out of your story because obviously, you know, we'd love people to read the book. But I'm really curious about how you dealt with the fear, and did it get worse the further the pregnancy went along, or was it just kind of like this underlying little bubble that was just constantly there? How was it for you?
Yeah, well, like, looking back, I think I really decided to dive deep into learning all of the things. So for me, I was like, okay, my body can do this. I'm going to do the hypnobirthing course. I got my placenta encapsulated. I just was like, I'm going to do all of the things that I can control. I had the birth plan. I was like, right, I'm made for this. And if you read my story, nothing went to plan. So very quickly I had to learn to surrender. So I went from being this like, I know because I can learn everything about being a mom. Doesn't matter how I feel, I can learn all of these skills. But it's actually this innate knowing. It was this journey of coming home to myself that really allowed me to overcome all of those fears, because actually I know what's best for me. Even though Sally down the street might have had a great hypnobirthing experience, that doesn't mean that's going to be what my experience is. And so owning the journey every step of the way was what's been profound for me, because that's what I'm really passionate about, teaching other people as well. Like, my story, you might be inspired by it, but it could look very different to yours. You might have all of my tools in your toolbox, but it's how you use them, you know, because it's not a one size fits all. And it's, our kids teach us everything that we need to know. So it was surrendering is what got me from the fear to love.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you said something that was so important in that information you've just shared, and that's the experience of motherhood, going into it and doing it and being it, moved you out of being into the head and into the heart, you know. And as a mum, that kind of happens automatically, you know. That transition from maiden to mother is as much about moving out of the head into the heart as it is about anything else. But it's also a really important thing that we need to bring in for our children, doesn't it? To teach them, to show them, to model this ability to stay in the heart. I mean, that's where they've started. They've started in the heart, and then we teach them to get out into their heads. And I think that's something that's really powerful in the book that we're sharing, is the stories that are coming in. You know, there are women in there who are really forging a new way of bringing children up, you know, moving out of the conventional way of being a mum and how to parent and how kids are brought up in our society. And I think it's this new movement that's really showing us how to stay centered in the heart. It's beautiful. Love it.
Absolutely. It makes me, do you know what? I don't know why I get so emotional when I think of that, and it gives me goosebumps, because until I was like, I literally felt like, and I've said this often and I'll say it over and over, I feel like this experience of being part of this book and just sharing my story has cracked me wide open with the other women, because I'm learning so much, but it's also remembering so much, because my daughter is 3. I've always said she's an independent woman on a mission. Like, she knows. She's the one that really, like, I didn't know if I could love her, or I didn't know what motherhood would be, and she is showing me. She shows up for me every single day. She calls me out on my triggers and all of those things, and I think it's really beautiful, because the other women in the book, they're just like owning that. Like, let your kids be. They're here. They're sovereign beings, and I'm like, oh my, it's almost given me permission to not have to know it all. Like you said, just embody the mother, just embody, like, I've always said, like, we're here to guide them on their journey. They're not ours. That's not my child. We're here to guide them and nurture them, and for them to grow up and hopefully be, you know, contributing beings to society. Hopefully they grow up and they're on their own journey, and we've taught them enough or guided them in the right way, or whatever it is for you, but they're not ours. Like, we don't own them. They've just chosen us, which I think is really beautiful.
Yeah. And, you know, that's the thing, you know, with motherhood, there is no instruction manual. And again, you know, you've just, the wisdom that's coming out as you speak, there's no instruction manual on how to be a mum, but it's the children themselves that are our teachers. And even more so, you know, as the souls that are being born, that are being embodied at the moment, they're the ones who are going to guide us through the mess that's being created in the world. So rather than trying to squash them down and make them conform to what society expects, you know, this idea of letting the children be who they are and teaching us as much as we're teaching them. You know, we have the responsibility for their welfare and to keep them safe and to keep a roof over their heads and fresh water and all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to heart-led decision making, they've got it. You know, they know what to do. They know what the mess is that needs to be fixed up. We need to listen to them. So yeah, I'll get off my soapbox, because we could get distracted onto that one. But
I love it.
You know, I think that's one of the things that comes through so clearly in this book is the permission to be who you are as a woman who is also a mother, but also the permission to be the type of mother that honors the children, that honors the wisdom that's come through.
Yeah, I agree. And that's just what's been, oh, it's cutting out. Are you still there, Linda? Is that my internet?
Yeah. I don't know if it's me who's frozen, or if it's
Are we having
Renee?
Tech issue?
I suspect it might be me.
All right, I think we're good now. Are we back? Bloody Sally, I know.
Yeah. We have.
Is that you or is that me, lovely? I think we're having tech issues.
Have we resynced?
I can see me, but I don't know if that's just because it's on my end. But am I frozen? Because you're frozen.
I think so.
Good on technology. I love it.
Oh, I can't put there.
Oh no, Linda. If I'm still live, I'm just going to keep on chatting because I love this. I love a good chat. But yeah, that's one thing. I'm just going to talk into that. What Linda and I were speaking about is that's one thing that's a common theme that I've noticed is that everybody has just come home to themselves and done this motherhood gig in their own unique way. And it's just so special. It's just so special to see that we're all so unique. Like all of us mothers in there, we're all doing everything so differently. Most of us have a different amount of kids. Like some are older, some are younger. You know, there's women in this book that unschool, don't take their kids to school. The kids are schooling themselves, and there's such power in that. I think that's so beautiful. If you guys follow Sarah and Carly, the way their posts just are teaching me so much on how to navigate this whole motherhood gig and give my kids the permission to be themselves rather than fit in the box that I want them to fit in, or, you know, to allow them to express how they want to express, not just because it feels good to me. It's like, okay, what feels good to you? And then helping me navigate through that, which I think is just so special. Are we back? I can see you clearly.
I've lost Renee.
Oh no, have you lost me?
Okay. Are we back? I don't know what happened there. Just everything stopped working.
Yeah, I just kept talking. I was like, I don't know if people can see me, but it still said you're in the show. So
yeah, I just got everything froze, and then I got kicked out. I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, look, I think we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Beautiful.
And I do realise we're under a bit of a time constraint with you, so let's push on.
Yeah,
so that we can finish this juicy conversation and let you get on to the next thing on your plate.
Yeah, so, I'm doing a talk on abundance, so I've got to start.
Nice.
Yeah, in a Facebook group, but yes, exciting. Love the chat. So
yeah, absolutely. So now I think before the big freeze, we were talking about, you know, being guided by the wisdom of our children. So I'm just looking for a suitable segue into another question to you about your story, but I can't think of one, so I'll just ask you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I was just saying while you were gone is that it's so beautiful that we can, I feel like I'm being taught just even without even reading anyone else's stories, just by following, you know, everyone else's journey on Facebook, I'm learning how to honor my children and listen to them without being triggered, because I know that was something for me. I was like to my daughter, no, we have to do everything like a certain way, because that's how I was taught and that's how I was conditioned. So even just, you know, connecting with all of you amazing women, I'm like undoing all of my own learnings, which is so powerful, because I'm truly passionate about teaching others to pass on your wisdom and not your wounds. And I feel like awareness is the first step to that, like owning it, seeing what comes up, asking yourself why, like, why do I feel like this? And what is the truth, you know? And I feel like just from the little community that we have in this book is just, it's so powerful. It's way beyond anything that I ever anticipated. I just thought I was coming in here to share my story and network a little bit, but I am learning or unlearning so much, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? And I think each of us are hoping that some of that experience will get imbued into the book itself, so that, you know, those who can grab a copy and read it have a sense of that community, of that space of being safe to go, actually, I don't need that little bit of baggage. That doesn't actually apply to me anymore. I really like how she's doing it. I really like what she said about it. might take some of that on board and work that in and see how that goes. So, you know, it's a real smorgasbord, I think, of personality types, of parenting styles, and just general understanding, like people's life experience and what they're bringing to the plate through their own understanding of how they got to be where they are and why makes such a powerful contribution. You know, we have so much experience to tap into. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
we've all come from so many different walks of life, which is so beautiful, because I truly believe there's going to be at least a story, if not 10, that people are going to read that are mind-blowing, because we like every single person in this book has had the courage to be so vulnerable and share parts of this. I know for me personally, I've shared parts of my story that I've not even spoken about to anyone, not even my mother. So in this book, it's given me an opportunity to open that up and take a look at it and share, because I know that there's somebody out there that is going through this and that will read it and they'll be like, okay, I'm not alone. Okay, that's like, it's okay to feel these feelings. And then sharing where I'm at now to know that, okay, doesn't have to be like this forever. So I know each individual story is going to have so many tools and resources for people to, like you said, take what they need from it and put that in their little toolbox and come back to it whenever they need, which is beautiful. It's like a little motherhood Bible.
Yeah.
The manual.
Like, you know, what to expect when you're not expecting, or something like that. The real stuff, you know, not here's the baby's milestones and it's all roses and everything, you know, just goes tickety-boo, because it doesn't. It goes kaput the minute you walk out.
The minute you feel like you've figured it out, everything changes. Like the minute you're like, you know what, I've got this. Oh my gosh, I understand my child. I know their patterns. I've got it. And then everything changes, like flipped on its head. It's like starting back at square one all over again. Just learn, but it's the learning, it's the growth journey that's so profound and beautiful if you have the courage to look at it in a different perspective.
Yeah. So if we have time, just very briefly, I just wanted to go right back to the start of your story where you talked about you didn't even think you wanted to be a mum, and that kind of contributed to that whole feeling about, I don't think I'm even going to love this baby. So just not being too personal and not giving too much away.
Oh, no, go for it, please.
What really changed your mind? Because there are a lot of people out there who go, I don't want to be a mum. And then, you know, some of them find by the time they get to their late 40s that, well, actually, maybe I do. And actually now maybe it's a bit too late. So I'm just wondering whether there are any kind of indicators of, I don't want to have a baby, but maybe I will in the future. I don't know, without having a crystal ball.
Yeah, I feel like
anything you could add there?
Yeah, I feel like for me, I was like, okay, I know at some point I'm eventually going to be a mum. So it's like now. So I thought I was ready, but I've soon found out that you're never really ready. But one of the biggest things is just knowing that it's all going to work out exactly as it's meant to, right? Like this journey, this human experience that we've all signed up for, everything is always perfect. So, and it can't be any other way. Like you need to figure out what you don't like to find out what you do like, right? So it's this journey that you go on, and you're going to have challenges anyway, but this is the most unconditional, loving way to grow. I feel like they say that, you know, it's being a mum is a love that you can't explain. It's not, because it's like, I can't explain it, because it's like this growth that happens, right? It's this growth that happens that you didn't even know you needed, but it's like feeling a part of you that you didn't even know was missing. And then you evolve together. Like it's this evolution. And when a baby is born, the mother is also reborn. And so for me, when I was having my second baby, because the growth that I had and the amount that I evolved from having my daughter, like the direction of my life and my business changed so much that when I was pregnant with my son, I was so excited to see what version of me was going to be born, because it's next level. Your priorities change. You actually come back to your heart and think, I haven't got time for X, Y, Z anymore. Those things don't light me up. And you just stop giving energy to things that don't serve you. that's been my experience. So I feel like if I didn't have kids, I would just be, and this is totally personal experience, I would still be people pleasing. I would still be in a career that I didn't love because I just felt like that's what I should be doing. Whereas once I became a mom, I was like, no, these are my priorities. This is what's important. And actually, where do I want to put my energy? And so now I put it into like things that not only change my life, but now I get to do that for other people. And I definitely would not have had that experience if I didn't have kids. Who knows? But I feel like for me, as I have had my children, the version of me that's been born out of that is just like, I love it. I love it. I would not change anything for the world. And I'd have 10 if that was feasible.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's a beautiful, powerful note, I think, to finish up on. So I'm just conscious of the time. So thank you so much, Renee, for taking time out of your schedule to share with us. I've really enjoyed our chat. We've gone places that I didn't quite expect, but that's fabulous. Wow. So thank you. And if people have questions or comments, just leave them below. And I do believe there's still some spots available, aren't there, in the book. So if there are people out there who feel they have a story to share, that, they've got something that will help other women make different choices, then get in touch with either myself or Renee, and we'll put you in touch with the right people. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. And you know what? You don't even have to know how to write a book. I'm not a writer. I love to talk. So to put it all down on paper was challenging, but it's really, really beautiful when you do that. Like, you don't have to have any skills other than what you've got right now. You are enough. And if you really feel called to do this, then it will crack you wide open in the best way possible. So thank you for having me, Linda. I've thoroughly enjoyed this chat too. And I just feel so honored to be sharing the spotlight with you tonight.
Thanks, Renee. Well, I will see you on Facebook land shortly, no doubt. So we'll leave it there. And night-night, everybody, or good morning.
Yeah.